hit the button.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Hello, people, ladies and gents on Facebook, YouTube, and the Ticker Talker. Uh,
Hey, hi.
let me see. Sean, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure you can hear us. So, guys, those on TikTok, you get a chance to always see us do our live, our podcast, live background type thing. And we just so happen got a guest, Facebook, YouTube. Go ahead and follow us, subscribe, hit that like button. And the special guest is dear to our heart. Um, and we're going to introduce her after the intro, but we're going to be talking about her lovely book. And I didn't get a chance to read it. The missus read it. And so
Oh,
the
that's what
parts
I'm
that,
talking about.
hmm, yeah, I wasn't supposed to be this.
Oh, okay.
That title, guys, is not about traumatic stress caused by slavery. I tried to change that, but this is an interview with our lovely TaShon. So after the intro, guys, we're going to bring her up. Well, hello, our lovely Sean.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Is you muted, Boop?
You muted on StreamYard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you
Okay.
good. So long as you turn your audio down on your phone, you great.
Okay. The
Yeah.
phone is okay. Gotcha.
Yep.
I'm gonna need one of those.
Multi.
Yep. The whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say we got one on the ring light.
You got
and
the
you got
camera.
one
yeah.
for the camera.
Oh, y'all have a camera on the ring light.
No, I got my phone
The
on
phone
a
is on the
ring
ring
light,
light,
and then I got my camera on
off to the
something else.
side. And
Oh,
we got the
okay.
laptop right here.
Yeah, we kind of fancy a little bit.
Oh yeah, y'all real fancy.
Nah, not really.
Well, Miss Trinette, Collier, Miss Woman on Fire.
Are you just gonna put a government name out there like that?
But it's the name on the book.
Yeah, it is the name on the book.
That's the name.
Everybody know my name.
Yeah.
That's the
It's a
name.
very nice, unique name.
I
Miss
like that.
Trinette Collier
Thank
is
you.
the woman on fire.
I like that cover. I've
Thank
been meaning to tell you that.
It's lit.
Nah.
you.
For real. And some of these stories in here is lit too. So
Whew. And that
let's
ain't even all of them.
do it.
So before we jump into it, we definitely would like for you to introduce yourself for those who have not.
Had the pleasure of meeting you.
Yes.
Well, thank y'all again so much. Y'all know y'all are my favorite couple, friend, sister, brother, and I don't take this lightly. So thank you so much for always having me on your platform. I am Trinette L. CollierGreene, aka Coach TaShon, aka
Miss
Auntie,
CollierGreene.
Miss CollierGreene, all of that. I am a certified relationship coach, author, podcaster, radio personality, former educator, still educator, but former educator technically. Yeah, just wife, sister, auntie, cousin, all of that, granddaughter, all of that. That's who I am. But most importantly, I am a woman of God, a child of God, and I love my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
All right.
So behind the scenes, we sent you some questions. And so
Was I
you
supposed to print them out?
no, you didn't have to print them out
you
if you
have to
ain't
print
want
them out.
Okay.
We just wanted to.
I mean,
so
if
you
you ready, girl. Let's
Oh,
go.
I'm an open book. Y'all can ask me anything,
Yes.
any and everything. I am transparent. I am good. I got my my diffuser, my little wine
Oh,
glass. I got a
oh,
little bit of wine glass,
oh, we
wine.
drunk our wine
Okay,
last night.
we drunk our
Yeah.
break.
So I am good to go.
Mhm.
Let's go. Let's do this.
All right. So I don't even think. Do you have that question on here first?
What question? Oh, we changed it, remember?
You
Yeah,
did.
we changed it. We went with this format.
First of all, what's up with this title, girl? What's up?
Listen, Woman on Fire, that actually my team of friends, girlfriends back then, oh, we're still good friends. What I'm saying, like I was just writing, and it actually came from my journal because
Okay.
again,
Okay.
I'm a journaler. So all of this book is really my journal, one part of my journal. Um, and so when I finished writing it, and I shared it with my group, and I said I don't have a title for it,
Mhm.
and so the moderator that was for the mailroom, Dr.
Okay.
G, she we went into prayer about it, and probably about a week or so, she was like, God said, "Woman on Fire," and I was like,
Okay.
okay, and she wrote the forward to it, so
Okay.
it all came together. So that's where the name came from, Woman on Fire.
All right. So the title was derived from the story itself.
Yeah, yeah. It's like going through that fire, but not coming out smelling like smoke.
You
Through the
ain't look like
fire.
what you've been through, and that's
There
a
you
good thing,
go.
you know.
There you go.
It's your broad.
The hey.
Oh,
You
Carl.
had a grill marks when you came out.
Listen, I
Get
should
somebody
have. I ain't gonna lie. I should have been grilled. All of that.
toasted
Yeah,
and roasted,
yeah.
cooked down to good old perfection. You know what I'm saying?
You know.
Hey guys, hey, if you don't mind, we appreciate it if you would share. Because again, the questions that we're about to ask her, and if you're a reader, we're definitely gonna make sure we give out the information so that you
Yes.
can
Oh, so
grab this
yeah.
good
Let's.
read.
Where can we find your book?
You can go onto the website. I am TrinetteL If you order
Okay.
from the website, you get an autograph. If you order from Amazon, you just get the book,
Okay.
But if you order from my website, you get a special autograph.
Go ahead and get that custom autograph book. Did you
Yes.
autograph mine?
Did I autograph yours? I think I
You
did.
did autograph one of them, but I think this is the copy we ordered.
Oh, y'all ordered it from Amazon then.
Yes, I ordered one from
Hmm.
Amazon. I think we got another copy around here somewhere that has her autograph on it. Why are you looking at my flag? Oh my
Oh, she
god.
got the journal. No, she autographed the journal. She ain't autographed that one. She
Oh
autographed the journal.
yes, you autographed
Autographed
my
the
Oh,
journal.
journal.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so when I
okay.
see you,
Page 3 is empty and it has your name at the top. Whenever I see you again, we're
I
gonna go
I
ahead and do that.
autographed that one.
Got you. Got you. Right, right, right.
I couldn't read the journal. It's read journal though
What the
for the
stuff? No, you could
for
have
the women.
ordered you one
Nah,
and
she
got your
said
nice
it's for
little
the women.
shirt.
She said
See.
it's for the
It could be
women.
for anybody. Don't do
Nah,
that.
she said it's for the women.
Don't do that.
And then she
Well,
gonna have nerve.
actually, don't worry. I'm in the workings for something for y'all.
See,
I'm
Mm-hmm.
in the
see,
work.
look, you get a
Mm-hmm.
See?
special exclusive to Sean and Friends self help
Yep.
book for the men.
Yep.
See, I tell you.
Let me ask this first question. Cause y'all
Bring it up.
are woman power around here. So, what pivotal moment in your life made you question everything you thought you knew about yourself when it came to writing this book?
Oh, that pivotal moment. Ooh, probably you said during. Read it again. Read the question again.
Um, you thought you knew about yourself when it came to writing this actual book. What was
Mm,
your pivotal moment in your life?
probably
Makes you
after I
question.
wrote the book, when I finally looked back
Uh huh.
and and read what I went through, like literally literally reading back through my journals.
Okay.
I was like, OMG, how could I have let this happen, you know? And so I want to say probably in that when I hit that send button, before
Uh-huh.
I hit that send button to my publisher, and I had to reread it, and I was like, oh my goodness. And so that's the reason why I didn't want to, I didn't write it to promote it or any of that. Like that was not my goal. You know, people were like, you should have promote. I didn't write it to promote. I wrote it and released it because God told me to, but it was
Okay.
not to be on display. So when I before I hit that send button, that's what that was. I was like, oh my gosh, I went through this. Yeah.
So, like, were you staying in with that question? Was it a scary moment? Like, falling. Okay, God told me to do this, but
Hmm. Oh yeah, man of God argued. We argue, and of course, he wins.
right. See, I ain't the only one that argue with God. Cause
Oh
I
man,
tell you,
oh, I was stubborn. I was like, I am not. I'm like, what? You want me to do what? No. And I did. I cried. I was, I'm like, I had my tantrums,
mm-mm.
and I was just like, I cannot release this because I was embarrassed. I was shamed. And it's
Right.
like my journal was my journal. It's
Right.
that private moment between me and God, right? I'm like, well, Jesus, this is only me and your secrets, you know what I'm saying? So when he was like, you have to release, and I'm just like, no, I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't,
Like you were like, I've
I'm
already written it down in the journal. Why do I have to let
right.
anybody else read it?
Right. I was very private. Like, I was like, it was already bad enough that I went through the divorce publicly. However, I was like, I'm private. They don't need to know everything. Like, it's
Okay.
good, So yeah,
And
it was hard.
that's amazing because your actual first journal entry was circa 94 to 98. And you were like, in the beginning, I was living with a stranger. And I would think that you were talking about the person that you
Right.
were married to at the time, but
Right.
you were really like, I don't know who I am.
Mm-hmm. Nope. I didn't know who I was. I had my life mapped out. I had it planned. I had my notebook, literally a purple binder, 3-ring binder. Over a time, I had transferred it from a black binder, but then I went into a purple binder because that's my favorite color. And I had my life mapped out. Like, I was supposed to get married at a certain age, have children, finish my doctorate degree. All of this stuff was planned out, and divorce and all of this stuff was not in that plan. So when all of this stuff happened, I was just like, okay, this is what is going on. This is not fitting the plan, the description, and my vision book. All of this ain't happening. So it
Okay.
did throw me off. I didn't know who I was. I thought I knew, but I didn't know.
Hmm. Okay. Let's see. Make sure we ain't got nobody up here. We got Miss Whitney saying, bestie.
Hey, Whitney. Hey, y'all.
Johnny Prince saying the bestie as well.
Oh, they say, oh,
And
that's right. Best, that's right. They ain't seen each other in a
oh,
couple of
they talk
weeks.
about each other.
Right.
Oh, I forgot about that. All right.
Look at
Couple.
this. See, that's what you get. That's a circle of love that was created right here on the Sofa Pillow Talk. I mean,
and
Right.
through her little platform as well.
through her
Just
little, yeah, we just all just mingle and live in love.
so how have your past failures shaped your present success?
Oh, that's a good question. My past failures. I've been so hard on myself
Mm,
um since beginning of time. I'm the oldest of my siblings of 5. I'm the oldest grandchild of 13. Um so I've always had this pressure on myself. Now, I can't say honestly that my grandparents and my mom them put pressure, but as a trendsetter, as the oldest, my grandmother would be like, well, you have to set an example. And, you know, then my dad then would be like, you have to be a role model. So I've always had this pressure on myself. And so when I went through these failures, which I like to call them life lessons now, when I
Okay.
went through these life lessons, I didn't understand it at that time. To me, they were failures. So if I didn't graduate, if I didn't um, finish something, um, if I didn't master what I set out to master,
Mm-hmm.
and I failed it, I didn't know how to handle that. Like I would like freak out, but you wouldn't know it. It would just be like, okay, that's something internal that I had to deal with. And I dealt with that for a long time. And to be honest, I'm learning how to I'm still learning how to deal with it, but it's much better than before.
Mm. So,
Yeah.
in bringing up your family, would you say that your past and your family culture and background is what kind of drove you to be who you were sure or unsure of at that time?
No. I'm gonna say I say no because my parents, they were day-to-day people. They
Okay.
lived in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like and the pressure came from the outside world
Mhm.
Okay.
because my dad always told me, he was like, you're a people pleaser.
Mm.
And he was like, out of all my kids, you the one that's gonna get in trouble. And I'd be like,
Yeah.
but and he would always tell me, he said, you want to please people and you want friends. And so
Oh, baby.
and that's where a lot of my pressure came from. Not
Okay.
necessarily friends, but from society, from what I
Right.
thought that I was supposed to be like.
Okay.
Um, so my parents, I can honestly say no, they didn't. They did pressure, not pressure. They did instill in us that you do your excellent, you give your best.
Mhm.
You're always operating in excellence. However, you're not to do it for people. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And for me, I was doing it for people.
Mm.
Right. So,
Yeah.
do we still have that purple binder, or has that like been
Girl,
destroyed?
no. That purple binder went out the front door, honey, in the trash can with that journal. I burned that journal. And this book, it was only a portion of the journal. It was actually a very thick journal. So I only gave you all what God allowed me to give, and I burned the rest of the journal along with that purple notebook. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I'm looking at the author biography, and um, not to put you on blast. I know you got a birthday coming up real soon. It's your birthday month,
Uh,
Yes.
but
Merry
is
birthday.
this not like your 10th anniversary of this book, if I'm not
It
mistaken?
is. It is. It is
Well,
the 10th.
happy
Yep.
10 years
10
of
years.
Woman on Fire. And would you say from the time that you wrote this book to this day that you have still evolved into even more of a newer Woman on Fire?
Oh yeah. Most definitely. Like I said, I didn't write the book to become an author in that sense. I wasn't like I wasn't saying, oh, I want to be on a bestsellers list and this, that,
Right.
and that. It really literally was my journal.
Okay.
That's why the titles are worded, those are my journal entries. So
Mhm.
I didn't want to once I wrote it, I was like, okay, I followed God, I was obedient, I released it, right? But I really had no expectations. So I didn't think the magnitude of what it was going to do. I didn't
Okay.
know that it was going to shape me into becoming a radio personality, a coach. Just meeting different women over the 10-year span. Like literally my life has been changed from the testimonies from women who were like older women. And I'm talking about seasoned women who were in their 70s and 80s who read it and they were like, you know what, baby girl, I went through the same thing. Or they start sharing their testimonies. And so that's when I was like, oh my goodness. I literally was like, oh my God, this is much bigger than myself. So, you know, I can't be selfish. I have to continue with this. But I just did not, I wasn't in it to promote it and say, hey, look at me, I got this book. No, not at all.
Hmm.
Not at
So we
all.
have a Mr. Derek says you never know your planetary purpose till reality gives you a wake up call. That's
Yeah.
what it
Yeah.
I will say you had quite a few. Well, you had several moments in this book where you were like, "God, is this really what you want me to do
is.
right now?"
Oh yeah, most definitely. I just couldn't believe the entire like I couldn't believe what happened, to me because I'm like I'm like wife of the year type of deal,
Right.
Right.
I'm like I'm doing
You had
everything. I'm
everything
providing.
planned out. I'm doing everything on
Yeah,
target. Like this should be going
yeah,
real smooth. We should be A1 track, like power couple.
yeah. My plan was I'm like, oh, we're a power couple. We got this 5-year plan. Da da da. And I'm just like. And it didn't happen like that. It wasn't supposed to happen like that, but at that time you don't know that,
Right.
because again, you're marrying to get, to stay married. You don't see we don't factor in life, and we don't factor in like in my head, my mind, the scenario was it was perfect. It was supposed to be perfect. Had the house, car, career, all of that. It was supposed to be perfect. And I was supposed to be like the Olivia Pope. If anything came, then boom, I can handle it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I know how to boom, I get to it. Nah, it didn't even happen like that. Mm-mm.
Okay. So, what is the most significant lesson you have learned after going through the writing process with this book?
The writing process, you know what? I always tell people if they're wanting to become an author, to be their authentic selves in this process. And it depends on what you're writing. But I wasn't trying to fabricate any stories. The only thing that has changed are the names, and that's for legal reasons,
Right.
but every
So
detail
you
in
can
that.
call Bob out, huh?
No, and I at legal reasons, I was given that legal advice because I did my first draft. It had his name in it, right?
Okay.
First and last name. And they were like, nope, because the type of person he is, a narcissist, he will sue you. And I'm like, oh, okay. Oh no, he ain't getting a dime of my money.
Okay.
So I definitely had to change that, but everything else, it was real. And so that's why I tell people, I'm like, because people be like, oh, this actually happened. I'm like, yeah, and I have witnesses, like, I have documentation that these things took place. So I would tell people, just be authentic. If you're going to share a story, let it have purpose. Don't just make up stuff just to get the kudos or just to get the attention from it. Because I don't know about anybody else, but sharing something that intimate and fabricate, I can't even see myself fabricating none of the stuff that I went through, just for some lights and all of that. No.
Okay. So this question here, right?
Mm-hmm.
There were mouth dropping moments in this book.
Mm-hmm.
Some that I came across, right?
You're right.
Some that I've even heard on the show that I'm a part on with her. She has her own show herself, The Mail Room. This is just from him, which is Sean and Friends, and I'm one of the best friends. Sorry,
Yes.
DJ, but um, what was one of your deepest fears, and how did it change you with one of the moments in this book? I know what I was scared about, but
No, share what you were scared about.
whew, the moment when you was talking about kind of like you was at the beginning of the show saying you were everybody, you was mama, well not mom, but
Yeah.
pretty much kind of like an extended mom, auntie, cousin, and you didn't know you.
Mm-hmm.
And so, do you think not knowing yourself caused you to be in that toxic marriage?
What caused me to be in that toxic marriage was the plan that I created for myself.
Right.
Trying to fit the narrative, trying to beat a timeline that was thrust upon me from society,
Okay.
not from my parents, not from my grandmother, not from anybody in my family. It was from what I thought from this I was that child who thought about this whole American dream.
Okay.
My
The
parents would
picket
tell
fence
you
and everything, huh?
I
I was
mean,
the dramatic one. I was, I thought my life was supposed to be just the way it is. So I knew that I wanted to be a mom, right? And I knew I had to get married to be a mother, right?
mm,
So I wouldn't have children born out of wedlock or wedlock. So in my mind, I was like, okay, I can supply everything. I just need the sperm, right? I need the husband.
that's funny because
I need I need the sperm. I need the husband
yeah,
so it can make this family unit. You know what I'm saying? And so my perception of what I thought was supposed to be, that's what got me in the toxic relationship.
I
Like
mean, yes.
the red flags were, they were about as red as, I don't know how red you can get.
You had 10 of them.
I had listen, what I say in that book.
Wait, we can
Listen,
read
because
that
I
one
just
part.
opened up to that part. It's
Here go
circa
my copy.
2001.
Read off of one of those red
You
flags.
said, stop the press, stop the press. I found the husband.
Yep.
She was ready. So she ran over 10 signs. It said, no car,
No
still
car.
live with parents,
Yep.
no steady job,
Nope.
no career goals. He
Mm.
had them, but he wasn't focused enough.
Mm-hmm.
He had no money.
Nope.
He saw me as an opportunity.
Yep.
Bad credit,
Yep.
no stability, family issues, and just plain wrong for me.
Yeah.
But you had everything else though.
Yeah. I had everything. All I need, because he was at that moment a yes guy, because again, he was looking for something
Mhm.
and I was his ticket out. You know what I'm saying? And I was looking for that. I'm
Literally
like,
She
just
had what she wanted. A 6'4" cute dude that can make her a baby.
that's it. Because I was like, oh, he cute. I'm cute. Let's get it together. Met him on Forest Road up here in Buckhead, knowing good and doggone well. I'm like, this boy walking. What
my
I
baby gonna be nice.
right. That exactly. I'm like, oh, he gonna be chocolate. He gonna,
Oh goodness. My
man,
baby gonna be
please.
nice.
And bye. I was like, nah. So all the signs were there, you know what I'm saying? But because I was like, okay, I can control him. I got my money, I got my car, I got everything that I need, you know what I'm saying? And he taught the same good game. Oh, I want a family, this, all that bull crap. But it was like, okay, I can control that. It was all about the control. I could control the narrative, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So I made it into what I wanted to make it into. The si- the signs were so evident and clear. It was like God was like, "Oh, okay, so you just go, oh, okay. Well, let me go and let you ride this on out."
Oh,
So those were the fastest 6 months of your life because from September to February, it was like on and popping.
Girl, sets messed it up. That's all it was. We slept together. Oh, I love him. Boom. Okay. You know that type of deal. It was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it was a whole. And don't get me wrong, it was cool, but at the same time, I knew we were not supposed to be together. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm always big on.
Cheesecake Factory.
Girl, he couldn't even take me to the Cheesecake Factory. That was he couldn't take me to Red Lobster at the time. Okay. That was a red flag. You can't even take me to dinner.
Now I know you stated several times about societal influences.
Mm-hmm.
But reflecting on your upbringing,
Yeah.
how did your family dynamic influence the person in this book, and has it changed today?
Person.
My
Person.
family dynamic. Did they? You know what? I wanted somebody like my dad, right? So
Hmm.
I made him fit my dad's
Mm.
personality.
So he
Nowhere near.
wasn't, but you said, "Oh, but he's going to
I,
get there. He's going
I
to
said
get there
he gonna get
Made
because
room
I'm
there.
going to mold him into that."
made room for
Yep.
you.
Ain't
Mm.
nowhere close to Ivory J. Collier. Rest in peace. Wasn't nowhere near him, right? but because my time was running out, I was about to be 30, and the other guys were not moving fast enough, or they just didn't fit.
They
You
weren't
know, I'm
moving.
like, y'all, you're not you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. I need somebody quick because I'm about to turn 30 after a while. I got 4 year, 5 year plan. Boom. I need somebody quick. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
He ain't fit my dad's my girl. Nah. If
He
my dad
tried
was
though.
still alive, man, they would have
Right.
they would
Did
have
he really
fought.
try? Did he
Huh?
really? I don't think. Did he try?
He tried.
Who tried what?
Did he try to fit that cat? I mean, fit them shoes?
No,
Or
he didn't know my dad. My dad had been deceased since '94,
yeah,
so he
so he
didn't.
didn't try. He didn't try.
Yeah, he didn't
He,
try.
he didn't
You
try.
know, the thing about it, I mean, like he came from he had a two-parent, household, and
Oh
so
wow,
I just assumed that,
it was great.
because his parents were cool, they were decent people, until they pissed me off, but they
Oh,
were cool. But again, I tried to make him fit that mold, and it wasn't,
okay.
it wasn't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm, mm, mm. All right. So you were having to make some difficult ethnical ethical. Maybe what's that word?
You said it.
I said it right. All right.
You said it.
Okay. Decisions. Um, it was like a roller coaster. How did you navigate through all of that? Because not to give a lot of the book away. Because
Mm-hmm.
again, guys, it's a great read. Because I correct me if I'm wrong. The biggest issue in his marriage was financial.
Financial and just the respect piece.
Okay.
It was financial. That was pretty much the main issue. However, it still boiled down to the financial piece of aspect of it, because what happened was, again, if he saw me taking care of everything, I didn't have those standards for him. I didn't have, like, hey, this is what I need you to do. But he knew that I was going to take care of everything. He knew I was going to pay the mortgage. He knew I was going to pay all the car notes and all of the bills. So when you're when you give somebody, you show them how to treat you, right?
Right.
So I showed him how to treat me, and I didn't see that in the beginning. For me, I had my family now, so now I was working towards the next thing. So I didn't
Okay.
care about that. It's not that I didn't care, I just didn't really see that. I overlooked all of that. I'm
So
like,
all
oh,
those red
okay.
flags, you had to gather them all up and tuck
I
them
turned them
away up under
green.
the
Yeah, I turned them green. I colored them green. You
bed.
know, I diluted it with some white and turned it pink, and you know, so they were no longer red. So I'm just like, okay. And knowing good and well, I'm like, okay, he's only bringing me in. He's not paying, or he's not doing his fair share, or it was like, and again, I didn't see it. I didn't want to see it. I'm gonna put it like that. I didn't want to see it. I kept making excuses for him.
Right. Well, Derek, I think Derek says it almost seems like the wife was forcing everyone to cooperate in her predetermined agenda,
Yep,
and
it was.
pretty much that's what
Yeah,
she's stating.
exactly. And this is what this is why I cannot sugarcoat being a relationship coach, because a lot of times we don't want to take accountability for what we did. And if you notice in my book, I said he did what he did, but this
Right.
book is really about me and what I did not do or what I should have done. So in this book, yeah, he what he did was dead wrong. However, I still have to take accountability for what I didn't do and what I did do, because there were things in there in that marriage out of the whole 6, 7 years that I knew that I was not supposed to, there were just a lot of things that I just did not do as a woman and as a wife. So I took accountability for my actions. I couldn't blame it all on him. I gave him the gun. He pulled the trigger. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So,
So I guess it kind of opens up the next question, where what challenged the TaShon in this book core beliefs, and did it force you to reevaluate your values?
oh
Because you
yeah.
are a God fearing woman.
Yeah.
And at this moment, you are in a marriage that true enough God did not ordain and say, "Hey, you have my blessings," pretty much.
Yeah, I when I look back, I forced, Derek said, I did. I forced us to. I was in church. His family and I went to the same church and all of this, and um, he believed in God, but it was only with, it was, he was living his life,
Mm,
and so I was literally, again, it was all about what I wanted and how I was going to get it. And, I was creating that facade. Um, and it wasn't really a fakeness, but I was trying so hard to create this family dynamic according to the American dream. And so for me, it was like, you gonna do it.
mm,
You gonna do it whether you like it or not. You gonna be the husband. You gonna be a dad. You're going to be this career person, X, Y, and Z. And not really understanding that he didn't know who he was.
okay.
He was what, 22, 23, when
And
we
how
got
old were you?
married. I was what, 20, we were 5 years apart, so I was what, 26, 27.
Okay.
So I was hitting that 30 stage, and I was done. Like, I had just finished, I'm like, I'm about to start my doctorate. Like, you behind, dude.
Right.
Like, I'm about to open up me a school or whatever. You behind in your stuff. You don't
Right.
know what you want and who you are. Nah, bruh. Come on. But I got you though. We gonna do this. I'm gonna make you, to do this stuff. So yeah, I
So
was forced.
this is off the questions here. Because I do like the fact that these questions do open up other open end questions. So with that, with you being a relationship coach,
Mm-hmm.
what is your advice on, especially I'm talking to the women out there when they're looking at trying to mold potential and not what they're really looking at. Because, like you stated, you saw it. You saw the flags, the red flags were
Right.
there. You had to dye them green, threw them up under the bed, but you just knew if I put in time, and I can
Mm-hmm.
say right quick, with my parents, that's pretty much what and my mom is coming to the realization with.
Mm-hmm.
So years of thinking that if I stay on top, he's
Mhm.
gonna change. So what do you say as a coach to a woman that comes to you and is like, he has potential.
Mm-hmm.
I know he can be what I think he can be.
No, there's no potential. He either go do it or he's not. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? And we have to come to that realization. First of all, you cannot change a person, you
Mhm.
know. And this is the part that a lot, I'm not gonna say all women because I don't like to generalize, but most of us women, we try to fit y'all. We try to make y'all what we want you to be, and it's not fair. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to me. So we can't force you to do something that you're not equipped with at that moment. And this
Okay.
is what happens to many of the potential relationships. We're gonna force something on you.
Right.
At that time, my ex-husband, when we met, I think he had played baseball in high school, so he was supposed to try out for the Braves camp, right? So I was
Mm.
like, okay, there we go. Got a career. Boom. Let's get to this Braves camp and da 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 da. And then I was like, oh, I can marry him, because he's gonna be a future Braves. Mm, Negro with
No,
nowhere near a baseball field.
I can say you call him how you say NUCCA?
Yeah, I said the other word. I don't want to get cut off.
He
I
called
was
him
like,
GA.
Ain't no way in the world he ain't because he wasn't there. He was just saying
Mhm.
stuff, right?
Mhm.
So, but for me, I was like, oh, I can make him get into that. Let
Mhm.
me get my connections together. Let me put all this stuff together so he can make this dream happen for
Mhm.
us. And so I can check it off my list to say, hey, he's a Braves player here or wherever this my dream. You see what I'm saying? It didn't have nothing to do with him.
That's
You
what I
know
was
what I'm
gonna
saying?
say. So he really wasn't in part of
No,
part
he
of
wasn't part. I mean, he told me, and
Oh, I'm
I
fine with
mapped out his life. You know what I'm saying? And I kid you not, when he went to he finished school for a
that.
massage therapist. I was like, okay, well, you got to do something. You got to do something, because now you ain't gonna be a baseball player. You got to get a career because I'm a
You
career
was
woman.
okay with him massaging other way?
I didn't care at this point. He needed a
he
career.
needed a job. He needed a job in the mountain.
Because I had a career, I needed somebody that was going to be able to match, my educational level or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, okay, well, he's going to school, da 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 da. He did that. I created his business, created his space. Like that was my, I'm like, I did it. Let me back up. I did do it out because I'm a visionary, right? So
Mhm.
when people tell me things, I automatically go into idea mode, business mode, whatever, and I
Yeah,
shoot
that's
off
me.
these ideas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's just who I am.
Mhm.
However, at the same time, by me being controlling, I was going to control his future. I'm like, okay, well, you're going to do this. So here I am putting together I didn't open up a shop for him. I didn't did all these things. But again, this is not really, this wasn't what he wanted. So he was still trying to find himself. So this is
Mhm.
not what he wanted. I was doing all of this.
Mhm.
And that was the big difference.
Until
So
Disney World.
you want to
uh
talk about
oh.
Disney World?
Ooh.
Ooh, let's talk about Disney World.
Disney World was juicy, baby.
Woo!
Well, wait,
Y'all
before you
want to
jump
talk
into
about
Disney
Disney
World,
World?
before you jump into Disney World, Derek says, um, it was ordained. It was
Mm-hmm.
the best possibility to meet limited time constraints of the agenda. The plan didn't have a growth and development phase for the comfort of both parties. Derek, you got to read the book because I you can you answer that part? You what do you think about that?
So he's saying that the marriage was ordained? No, that marriage
Yeah,
was not ordained. And I say that with confidence because God knew he allowed this is what happens sometimes. When you're disobedient in his word and you're going to be, headstrong about something, God doesn't forces you to do anything. He gives you what you're supposed to do. And nothing was ordained. My parents, my mom, nobody approved of that union. They tolerated it. You see what I'm saying? Because they knew that, oh, well, Sean loves him and he's a good dude. And he was, don't get me wrong, he was a good dude and the family was good and whatnot. However, my grandmother then were like, I'm not gonna argue with you, baby. But
Mhm.
I want you to pay attention to this. My aunties were like, Sean, I love you, but I want you to kind of, think about these things or whatnot. Nobody, I won't say they tried to stop me, but they did warn me, you know what I'm saying? And they gave me like, hey, I don't think he's right for you. Versus with Chef, my 92-year-old aunt got up on her walker, go fix Chef a homemade breakfast with no problem. That was the difference. My grandmother was flirting with Chef, and I'm like, my dear, you know this. She said, yeah, that's the one right there. You know what I'm saying? Like it was different. You know what I'm saying? When compared to the two, this marriage was ordained. It was in the timely matter. So that marriage was not ordained. I just did it. Like I said, the signs were there. I forced that marriage,
got
to happen. Um, Nothing of it was right. Even the wedding, I had to beg people to be my bridesmaid.
Oh
I
crap!
didn't put that in the book. Did I put that in the book? I can't remember,
I
but it
don't
was in my
remember reading
journal.
that one.
Yeah, like I had to beg people because they weren't feeling our connection. You see what I'm saying? So instead
Right.
of them not, they didn't want to hurt my feelings. They were just like they had to decline for whatever reason to not be in the wedding because it
Wow.
So it's
wasn't.
safe to say God was like dropping fire bombs, roll
Listen,
bombs,
Do you not see the title? It says
sinkholes,
"Woman on Fire." God put her on
everything.
fire.
you know, we always ask
And
God
you
to
were
give
like
us.
ducking and dodging all of it. Like you were ping, ping,
I was like,
ping.
nope, nope. I'm getting married. Boom, I'm getting married. I'm about to have this baby. Da da da. I'm doing all this. I don't care what you say, God.
Mm,
We gonna make it right. You know. Mm-mm. It was
wow.
it. Yeah. It was all on. It was my doing. It was definitely my doing.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, she is frozen, but you
All
do
right.
hear her
Can you
audio.
hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can
oh
hear
yeah,
you.
yeah.
You're just frozen.
Yeah, you're frozen too. I don't want to refresh.
No, no, we
Okay.
good. No need to refresh.
Yeah, I don't want to refresh so it won't come out. I mean, oh, I
Yeah.
am frozen. Yeah, we both
Yeah.
frozen.
Now you're just frozen on our end. We're moving. So,
Oh
So
um,
it's
wow.
good on TikTok. Maybe StreamYard just having like a moment to kind of catch up, and it might really be our computer because I do see it's like on his last leg for real. For real.
no, they got a little
It's
juice in
plugged
up.
in.
Yeah, it's
A
54.
mini juice.
No, it's a 54.
Is that 54? Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. No, again, we can break.
So
Hold
we
on.
can fast forward. This book was like all your past. Fast forward into today.
Yeah.
Um, what would you go back and tell your younger self? What advice would you give your younger self that was this woman in this book?
Oh, I would tell my younger self, girl, it's okay if you ain't married by 30.
Hmm.
It's okay if you don't have a child right now. You know, it's okay. Live your life. You know,
Mhm.
I would definitely tell my younger self, um, have fun. You know, live your life. It's
Mhm.
okay. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would tell my younger self.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
you
there
were
we
saying,
go.
it was a great picture, though.
It was, wasn't it?
And that face was like, what?
Now the Disney World.
Whoo, child.
You can't lead a live without doing a Disney World. What? So what was it?
What happened in Disney
Yeah,
World?
what happened to Disney World?
He
What
said
happened to Disney
God
World?
knew
Stay in
how
Disney
it
World.
would end. He wasn't for them. He was for you. He was for you. You talking about my first husband?
Yeah, because that's what we. I must. He's
Oh,
going off because he
oh,
hasn't. He hasn't. He's going off of playing off of what we're saying. So
Oh, you're gonna
yeah,
have to read the book. You would
yes,
definitely
definitely,
change your mind. I
yeah.
still got people to this day. It's been over 15 years. Well, we got divorced in 2007. People are still looking for him. That's how bad it was.
That's why I was
so
reading and I
yeah,
saw was like
Disney World 2006 opened it up.
he just disappeared. He just
So
disappeared.
2000. So when we went to Disney World, first of all, that was another red flag. Y'all know how you know, I went to Disney World. My dad them took me to Disney World and Disneyland. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's a bit, big difference. They took us. So he won some, y'all know those what you do, those timeshares. You if you sit
Yeah.
Yeah.
through the
Yeah.
thing for 3 hours, you get 2 tickets.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that's how you took me to Disney World, right?
Hmm.
So, at that time I'm thinking, oh, that's romantic. But the whole time, like, this Negro can't even take me to Disney World. That's the only thing I asked for was to go to Disney World, right? So anyhow, we traveled down to Disney World and it just wasn't, there was no like it just wasn't fun or wasn't a connection there. Disney World, you're having fun, like at least for me, having fun. Then we're going to Universal Studios. So I went into the bathroom. I had all of our, being the organizer, I had everything in the book bag, a bag, and including our phones. At that time, it was the Nokias, the
Okay.
black
Okay.
Right.
Nokia phones, right?
Right. Right.
So
The
we
little
both
long
have
ones
one.
were just okay. Yeah.
So the phones were in the bag. I went into the bathroom and he proceeded to follow me into the women's bathroom. Now, mind you, this is Disney World. It was full, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh no, I'll hold your bag." I said, "No, I need my bag. I need to freshen up or whatever." He's like, "No, I got it. I got it." And I said, "No, I have my bag. I need the bag. And so we stood there arguing, and I'm like, "I gotta pee. Like, stop tripping. I gotta pee. I'm doing the pee pee dance. I gotta pee." But he proceeded to take my bag, and I said, "Okay, wow." And so by this time, I mean, like we literally were arguing over the
My
bag.
bad.
So when
Right.
people were looking at me, like, is everything okay? Because it didn't get loud or whatnot, but it's like, why are you fussing with me about the bag? So I went on and gave him the bag, came out, he was on the phone, and so he claimed he was talking to our tenant at that time. I rented out the first house, and he claimed he was talking to the tenant, and I said, what's going on? Because he didn't see when I came out the bathroom, he was turned the opposite way, so he didn't see me walk up on him. And so I
Okay.
kind of overheard a little bit of the message, but the conversation what didn't indicate if he was talking to another woman or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But when he turned around, of course, he looked surprised, and I said, "What's going on?" And he was like, "Oh, such such said the pipes busted in the house," and I'm thinking like, the nothing should be wrong with pipes or anything like this. So it was a lie, right? Just a lie.
Okay.
So the entire trip then became very awkward. You know what I'm saying? Because it was
But
like
y'all went to the house.
huh?
Y'all did go to the house though.
They were at Disneyland.
No, after we came back from Disney World, but so the whole trip we were there for a weekend, right? So it was just really awkward. Like we couldn't do anything. It wasn't romantic or anything because the phone kept going off. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying?
Okay.
So she was calling him.
Oh,
So
okay.
while we were on the trip. So
Okay.
when we got back, came back to Atlanta, of course, I'm like checking with it. He's like, I got it, this, that, and other. There were no
So the
pipes
pipes
busted.
were supposed to be messed up at the house at home.
Yeah, at home. Yeah, at
Gotcha.
the at
Okay.
the rental house. And
Gotcha.
so, that's when I knew like, okay, something is not right. However, again, I'm like, okay, I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, la la land, not really la la land. I didn't want to start acknowledging the fact that he may be cheating. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Because the signs were more red flags. You start
Mhm.
changing up your underwear, you start changing up what you wearing,
Mm.
different cologne, all of this stuff. And so that was the start of yeah, that was the start of all of that.
Okay.
The Disney World, the Jamaica trip, all of that. Yeah.
Ooh, done. Can't. I
I
ain't
finna
even
say,
get into
I
the
finna say
Jamaica
the
thing. Y'all
Jamaica
got it.
trip was the one that he went on but didn't take you on.
And you paid for. We ain't even get into that. Y'all got to get the book.
Read the book.
Y'all got
I
to read the
paid
book.
for it.
Yeah.
American Express. Let me tell you about black women though. Black women over the phone, customer service. You get you one good one, they'll tell you everything you need to know.
Oh, they let you know everything,
Wow.
huh?
Shout out to the black customer service women.
So to kind of bring this interview full circle, how did it feel once you read over and had the physical copy of the book in your hand?
You know what? After I got it and I read it, the draft, I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. Of course, it was emotional. But when the actual box of books arrived on my front door, um, I came home from school and saw the bots. My publisher said, your bot should be there. And I'm like, okay, my heart was literally just racing. And I sat down on the couch, took it in, sat down, opened it up, pulled it out, and I was just in awe. Like I was like, oh my God, like wow.
Mm,
So for me, it was an accomplishment. Um, because I knew that I wanted to write. I wrote in elementary school, high school. I wrote like different plays and stories, short stories. I always and I would
oh,
win. So
huh.
Yeah, I will write. I love writing stories, but I didn't. I always said I was, didn't want to publish them or anything like that. Like it was like a yes and no thing, but I didn't really. Again, I was a teacher. I wasn't supposed to become an author. You know what I'm saying? So that wasn't on my list. And so, but sitting there, looking at the title, opening it, flipping through it, and like this is, I think this is the second copy. My first copy, it was raggedy by the time I got done. So this is like the second one I did, and it's but I was very proud of myself, and again, it was emotional, and I let my aunt who's 92 now, I let her know, like auntie, I remember calling her and I said, hey, because she was like, I'm giving to order the copies. Send me 5. Y'all, that's what I'm telling you. My family paid for their books. So don't y'all ask me for no free books. You know
Right,
what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
Because
right.
my family were like, how much is the book? And I said, no, I'm gonna send. They said, no, you're not. My aunt put a check. She old school. She got checks. So she wrote a check out. I'm shipping off these copies. And I said, auntie, I have some choice words in there, because this is what I actually went through. And when she gave me her blessing, she said, it's okay. She said, I know that's what you were going through, and that's what those are the words. She said, I know you were fighting with the Lord, you know. And so when she told me that, I felt so much. I felt relief
The weight
because
was
again,
lifted.
I wanted to make sure that my family was respected. I didn't want to bring any type of shame to my family and all of that. So
Okay.
it really meant a lot to get their blessings on something that was so intimate, because again, they didn't know what happened. They knew I got divorced. They knew he cheated. They knew he had a child, but they didn't know the intricate details of what happened.
And that's the end all I wanted to ask about, again, and not to give a lot of the book up. I think that's like one of the other moments that the mouth dropping moment of, because you wanted a child so bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think people pay attention to that conversation
Yeah.
enough, to when people say, hey, I either want a child or I don't.
Yeah.
Because those that say I want one and it doesn't work out, or you find your partner cheating and they end up having a child with somebody else, that's really heartbroken. That's
Yeah.
devastating, and
Yeah,
not
slap in the face.
only your health issues.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
the thing about it, he did want a child. It was just too, he didn't expect me as a black woman to have infertility issues.
right?
So him and his father, it was like that pressure. They're like, you can't have children. I'm like, well, I never tried to have children prior to this. So, you my first trying to actually have a baby with. I always stay protected, while I was dating. So for him, it was too long, I guess. And he wanted that son, he wanted that child. So he played the part of being there for me, going through all of the clinics and getting tested and all of that. But for him, it was like, okay, well, somebody that I know that can have children, or
Mm.
go ahead and get done, get it on over with and so forth. So that is the other piece of it that was really heart-wrenching for me, because it's like, wow, I spent all of my money, all of my savings pretty much on the treatments, because
Yeah.
people don't understand that those treatments cost money. I ain't talking about no hundreds of dollars, talking about
Mm-hmm.
thousands of dollars.
And
And
insurance doesn't always pay for it.
yeah, huh.
And insurance don't always pay for it.
No, they didn't. And I was so blessed at that time where the school district had opened it up to start helping women for a short
Okay.
period of time. So I was able to get some type of assistance with that
Okay.
throughout my insurance, but then they cut it off. Um, but yeah, you spend your money, you spend your time, emotional, and this went on for a couple of years, and then for him to, conceive and actually have a child and actually name the child after him, like, that was
Mm,
devastating. That was the devastating part. And so now, not only am I now feeling inadequate, I'm feeling insecure, I'm feeling, shamed, because now another woman has what I can't do. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So I had to go through that piece, had to go through that healing piece. And it's a lot. It's a lot that's why I tell people healing overnight is not, you're not going to heal overnight from your traumas. You have to allow yourself some time. And in my case, it took me 10 years to overcome all of that, you know.
So did you find yourself kind of like the Tyler Perry movie when your girl was like, that's my life?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I love, that movie, Acrimony.
That,
Let
look,
me tell you, I have to stop watching it sometimes because it'll make you flash back. But I use it as a tool, right? I'm to the point like I can watch stuff like that because I take, content from it or whatnot.
Right,
But
right, right,
yeah,
right.
that those situations, because again, you're thinking like, what's wrong with me? And it was on my end that I could not conceive, because of whatever issue and whatnot. But you as a woman, you go through that and you're just like, wait a minute, God, wait, my closet was filled with the baby clothes. I had a baby savings. What you say? Don't get on the yacht. Right. Don't get on, I ain't get on that yacht. But it was I had tailored my life around this family that I could not, like, that was the only missing piece was the child, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I had everything, the clothes, the savings account for the child, the name, all of this stuff. And then boom, you sleep with such and such, and then boom, y'all a family now, So I'm like, oh, okay, wait a minute, didn't see that coming. And then I don't know, the other juicy part in there, they were getting married, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So,
I am so grateful that you were able to unleash that woman and
Woo.
you went through the fire like I might not be saying their names right. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You was in there you was in there a little longer than them, but you came out all
Right,
right. You was on
right.
fire, but you was ready to go.
I was listen. It ain't nothing but the grace of God that has kept me through all of this. And that's why I said if it wasn't for um if it wasn't for him, honestly, I don't know where I would be. I really wouldn't know where I would be, honestly. Um I my healing comes through the support system I had, prayer, meditation, all of that. Like, because if I did it on my own, I would be locked up on Rice Street. No lie.
mm.
No lie.
Listen, I understand that, been there, done that, okay?
Rice
I,
Street.
I would like to say, Sean, I am proud of you.
Thank you.
To just know you from where we started into now. I've seen you accomplish some great things, and not
Just the book,
just the book, and
but in
Yeah.
real life.
in real life and whatnot. But I would like to tell the audience, you just stated something about you felt like where you knew that the issue was you, and uh, let me say, guys, and if you're in a situation, if you read her book and you find yourself in that situation, you can't still put the full blame on yourself. One, I would say, or I can see the wrong on his behalf is true enough. Yes, a man that wants a child definitely wants that child from his wife. But if he was an understanding man,
Yeah.
because of what you were going through, that's that time to sit down and have patience and ask those questions. Okay, so we can't conceive this way. What are other options that we can do? Instead of just going straight over to the left hand side and saying, okay, well, I'm gonna impregnate this person and then also on top of that get married to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But
I
you
think
know
she
what?
spoke
In
on that in
in
the book too.
in his case, it was just more so narcissistic selfishness. He
Right.
wasn't even thinking about that. He didn't mean to get pregnant. I could tell you that. He didn't mean to get pregnant. It was
Right.
just that I gave him that leadway because again, he got to that point in our marriage where um I could do whatever I want to do.
Mhm.
You know, she's doing everything. She's paying the bills, she's paying the mortgage.
Mhm.
He told me one night, he said, well, my friends said that I ain't got to come in at such and such time or whatever. And I said, oh, and that's when I started seeing the change because
Mhm.
again, it was okay. Now he was maturing in his way. And
Mhm.
so he, in his mind, because he didn't want to be married. You got to
Mhm.
think he was 23. He didn't
Mhm.
want to get married. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? He was doing it to escape and to find something like boom. Oh shoot, I done got caught up with this girl.
Mhm.
We gonna call that maturing then, because if you
Well,
ain't want to
no,
get
when I mean
married, you just stop
maturing,
me.
meaning he got older,
Yeah,
No,
20
I got,
something,
I
I
get what
was
you're
gonna say
something.
saying. Yeah, yeah.
honestly, he
Yeah,
was maturing in the relationship based on what they were experiencing, even if they weren't experiencing it together on the
yeah.
same accord. Like he was
Man, mature.
living her
He was
experience
finding
on the outside.
himself.
Yeah,
He was finding himself and
yeah.
his he realized, he discovered that I ain't trying to be married. I want to
Yeah.
live the
Mhm.
single life.
Mhm.
I want to be out here because he call himself being a ladies man.
Mm.
Yuck. Like, but
Lord.
so for him, it was the opposite. It's like, oh, I did that. I'm 23. I got married. Boom. Now here I am, 25, 26, and
Mhm.
realizing there's a whole life out here. Whereas for me, I was like, I had already lived my life. I had
Mhm.
traveled and now I was ready to fulfill this whole this American marital dream marriage, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, he just got caught up. He
Mm.
literally got caught up. So and that was the end of that. I was like, oh no, you burned everything.
You ain't gotta leave, but you gotta get up out of here.
There you go.
So we are keen on changing the narrative.
Yeah,
Definitely when it comes to the black community and the relationships, um, especially between the black woman and the black man.
yeah.
So, what kind of gems can you leave us with while we exit?
So for me, changing that narrative meant I had to heal. As I stated on this show, the mailroom, that was the purpose that was birthed out of Woman on Fire. And when God blessed me to remarry to Chef, um, I had no other choice but to change the narrative. Because as I shared before, my heart had become so black and tainted. I hated, I hated men, I hated black men, but that was because I did not heal. So the narrative, and I know a lot of, not a lot. Let me change that. I know some women, they said I'm taking you all side, the man's side, and I said no, 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 we still have to take accountability
Mhm.
and we have to look at ourselves. I had to look, one of my activities in my journal, Steps to Building Love, Self Love. I had to look in that mirror, not only in the physical, but in the mental and in the spiritual sense, and say, I keep allowing this to happen to myself.
Yeah,
I keep inviting these men into my life when they're not giving me the respect, the value. They're not valuing me.
yep.
You know why? Because I don't love myself. And this
Mm,
is the part that people do not want to hear. And
yeah,
I get it. This is why I'm so proud. And I do have to give myself, oh, excuse me, kudos on this. I am proud of myself with this because, again, when I wrote this book and created the journal, I didn't just give y'all anything. You know what I'm saying? Some people just write down stuff and, oh, take this. No, these are actual steps that I went about during the process of healing. And that's why I say it didn't take, I didn't heal in 1 year. It took me
Right.
10 years to heal, you know, to really heal. And so when I'm telling people to say, hey, when I'm suggesting, hey, step back. It's okay. Date yourself. Well, I know who I am. No, you don't. You don't know who you are, because if you're still allowing a person, this is for men and women, if you're still allowing
Mm-hmm.
a person to talk to you any kind of way, or if
Mm-hmm.
you're allowing a person to manipulate you, there's still something in you that's attracting. I was
Mm-hmm.
attracting bozos. Let's keep it real. I was attracting people. I was attracting men who were telling me what I wanted to hear
Yep.
so they can get what they wanted, and I was left empty and depleted, you know. So this is the reason why my clientele, the clients don't come easy like that, because they don't want to hear the truth. And the truth
Right.
of the matter is, you have to look at yourself and you have to make some determining facts like, hey, you cute and all. You cute. I don't need you to be my potential. I need you to be who you say you are and who you want to be, and you be. I don't need a potential, you know. And so, and I know that that may fly over some heads because we're so used to, oh, he got potential or she got potential.
Mhm.
I don't need that, you know. When Lisa got with you, she already saw and knew who you were. When you
Mhm.
got with
Mhm.
Lisa, you knew who she was. You didn't say, oh, she got potential,
I,
you know.
I knew Lisa before she knew me. She
Right.
was trying to run from me. She was like, "Oh my God, who is this man chasing me like this?" Like, oh my God.
Sir, I was a
But
woman on
because you
fire.
don't
You was liable to get burned if you didn't back up and let me do my healing.
see,
Okay.
because again, we you know, we're looking for people to save, and we
Mhm.
don't need to do that.
Yeah,
Let
I
it
was a
come natural,
saver.
because in your relationships you're gonna you're gonna help each other heal in some area of your life,
Mhm.
Yes,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying. But a lot of many times we go in wanting to save this
right.
person, and that was me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, I can help him heal from his
Mm-hmm.
trauma. No, I
Ooh, that was
can't.
me.
I don't know what he went through, you know, but I was trying to save, you know. So we can't look for the potential in a person. You
Right.
have a vision. When you'll know when this that person is right for you, because
Mhm.
things align up.
Mhm.
They're just gonna line up. Like I said, when Chef was not on my radar, he was not the man that I thought I wanted to marry. In my book, I said what?
Yeah.
6'4". I told God I don't want another 6'4" man. Yeah, right? Boom, what did he did me? 6'4" man. But it was a better 6'4" man. You know what I'm saying? It was the person for me. And so this time I had to learn to listen, and I had to throw away that purple binder, and I had to open up my heart to what God wanted me to have and who I needed. Chef is who I need, and I'm who he needs on this journey. So
Mm-mm, no, ain't no kissing up now. Ain't no kissing up. I don't want no short
see,
caramel
Well, I
man.
may not have a book to write, but I am working on an
oh, y'all
album.
gonna have a cool book, because y'all are gonna show people how to love on each other, you know,
Mhm.
and how as a couple, because that's something I'm as your coach, y'all, as a certified relationship coach, I'm still learning how to love on my husband. And when I say that,
Mhm.
because I'm not a as affectionate person as y'all, you know what I'm saying. So even Chef, he
He's
be
the
like,
affectionate one.
I'm not that, like, he'll tell me, he was like, I thought you were more affectionate. I'm like, who told you that?
Yeah.
But I love affection and whatnot. So again, we're learning to build that part of our marriage. You know what I'm saying? So you
Right.
all have write a excellent book on how to show love and affection. So you know
Well,
it's
this is pretty much what the podcast definitely
yeah,
is. I wanted to have us cater. That's why I try my best, even if it's just a single guest like yourself.
yeah,
Um, it be like pinpointing focus on like relationship stuff
Right.
because you
yeah.
made a point about people not wanting to take accountability, and I just stitched something on TikTok where this person was like, "Oh my God, I'm done with men. Men they just need to grow up. They need to change. They need to do this. They need to do that. And I was saying, granted, that may be true,
Yeah.
but still, like you stated, at the end of the day, you are attracting
Mhm.
these same men that you are not liking. There are men out there that will fit what you want, meaning you're someone to look at you and see your worth,
Mm-hmm.
respect you, someone you need.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're constantly looking past those red flags on the potential people, you're gonna keep
Mm-hmm.
getting the same thing. And
Yeah.
even in the comment, here you go. Another
Mhm.
man sitting up saying
And they
that,
let that my
Yeah.
type get
That
them in trouble. He wasn't
right,
my type.
right,
Mhm.
right.
he and that's the narrative. We have to be careful with all of that too, because
Yeah.
that's the new narrative that, you
Mhm.
know, in our community we're formulating. And it's like, no, I mean, the truth is I was attracting all men who cheated and had babies on me.
Mm,
No lie. Every relationship I was in dating, we were dating, and then they will end up with a child.
Mm.
So what does that tell you? And
yeah.
I'm not fabricating. Every man that I dated, and I dated, you know, at least over 10 men, and all of these men, except for one, he was in the military, and but everybody else, they end up stepping out on me and had a child.
Hmm,
So I had to take a look at that thing. Like, why am I still tolerating this? And then I would
right,
accept them and try to play stepmama to somebody else's child.
right.
Mhm.
What did that say about me?
Yeah, you're
I had to
dropping your worth and not respecting
right.
yourself.
I did not love myself,
Mhm. Mhm.
because if I did, guess what? I would have said, "Oh, okay. So, oh, we'll see you later. I don't,
Right.
you're not worth it. See you later.
Hmm.
Adios, amigo." You know what I'm saying? I would have been like, bye, bye, boy, bye. Instead of, well, you know what? We can work this out because I love you. The hell? This man just stepped out. He didn't respect me. He went out and slept with somebody else unprotected. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? And then I allowed him to come back home. So no, so I did have to look at myself,
Okay.
and that's what built those are those steps that I had to take to build that self-love. We
Mhm.
don't love ourselves in that stage, because if you do, you're not going to
Mhm.
tolerate certain things. You're just not going to tolerate it.
Right.
So if you hadn't already, go ahead and get the book Woman
Yes,
on Fire, Miss Trinette Collier. Be purchased at www.IamTrinetteLCollier.com.
yes. Make sure you
Good
put that
read.
L in there.
Oh yeah, make sure you put the L in there.
Now the
Yes,
link.
The L is for love, light.
yes.
If you are looking on YouTube or Facebook, link is actually in the description. But she gave out that information for you guys that are on TikTok. Go ahead and order this book. Again, it's a roller coaster of emotions. It's a good read, and
Yes.
also
It resonated with me on a lot of levels. So
I'm
Well, I
pretty
can't wait.
sure there are a lot of women going through this,
mhm.
and it's possibly a lot of men that are doing this.
Yeah. Or men that are going through this.
You know
Yes,
what? You're right about it.
very
Thank you for
much
the
so.
correction, cause in so
No,
many
you're right
ways,
on that. Yeah, but I think we forget too that y'all go through this too. A lot of
because I was just gonna
men,
say that's pretty much what my ex
yeah,
marriage was.
yeah,
I I
men go through that
subjected
too.
myself to a lot of pain I did not have to go through.
Yeah,
And like I told her, I constantly tell people, yeah, the first initial step out,
Mm.
I can say, hey, she was wrong for that. But
yeah,
all the other times that I just watch her gallantly walk out the house and get in the car and come back and like ain't nothing happened,
yeah,
that's on me.
yeah.
Yeah.
You allowed it.
Yep, I can't be
Yeah,
mad at her about it. And I was never. I was just trying to figure out what the heck was wrong with me, why I'm still in this situation.
yeah. That's
So,
true. That's what I did. So, but I'm glad thank God for deliverance. And here I am 10, 15 years later. And If I saw him on the street, peace. You know, it just it is what it is. I have not seen him. He's still a narcissist. He is not healed. You know, I had to make peace about that situation and move on because God blessed me with a new life, and
Right.
that's what I have to cherish now. That was just a part of my life, and I thank God. And this may sound crazy to some people, but if you're a believer, you understand. I thank God it happened. You know,
Yes.
I didn't like what
Yeah.
happened, but I
Yes.
thank God that I was able to go through it because, again, at the end of the day, it's not about me. If I can truly help another woman or another man see the signs or help them to build that self-love, then I am so blessed, because I know that the trials and tribulations that we go through is not about us. It's for our next brother and sister, and that's part of that kingdom building. So no, I didn't like what happened to me. It was a very dark moment in my life. However, I thank God that I came out woman on fire. Like
Right.
I can walk with my head up high. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, God has blessed me with a new mate. He get on my nerves too, but hey, that's my chef. That's my baby because God blessed me, to redo this scene again, and the beauty out of our relationship, I got the blessings from my entire family. That meant so much more. Like from my great aunt to my grandmother to like literally my brothers and my sister, like there was no doubt, My aunt traveled from Memphis, Tennessee to here, came to my school, told me to call. She said, call Carlton, tell him I'm at your school. I need to have prayer with him before I get on back on the road with her group.
Mm.
I
Oh.
said, hey, babe, auntie is in the parking lot. You got to get, but I'm at work. I said, she said to get here. I asked my coworker to watch my class. She prayed with us and she told me to rest. And that was it. So that's the beauty. God will reward you just like he rewarded both of you all with each other, So I want people to know that hope is out there. Like it's still there.
Yeah.
Love is so beautiful. It's still there. It's don't let the world taint you.
Right.
Love is alive. It is there. God will bless you with a mate. You just have to trust him on this journey.
Well, shout out to you, woman of God, for blazing that trail with that fire girl.
Yeah. So
Well,
thank y'all.
I definitely would like to your episode. I mean, your episode. Well, yeah, your episode is pretty much the last of our little short season of season 6. But
Oh,
I would love to bring you back into um, season
Into
7
the season, yeah.
with going over your journal.
oh,
I,
most
I
definitely.
think it
Oh
will
yeah.
be something to promote and to push and possibly see if we can get up a class or something or
Most
where you
definitely.
can do. But we love you,
I would
and
love
so
you
we
too. I
totally
love
appreciate
you.
you stopping by and
Yes,
giving us
I
all
love y'all
your.
too. And Chef says hello. He did say
Hey,
hello.
Hey
Chefy.
Y'all keep him in
girl.
prayer, y'all. Woo. Please,
Yeah.
Jesus. Woo.
Yes, we
Bring him
will.
home. So, yes. So we thank you and always thank y'all. Y'all always have my support. I love y'all and yeah, let's do this.
Don't
Yeah.
sleep too hard, okay?
I
Woo.
know. I know. I ain't gonna try. I'm gonna try. Oh, time goes back tonight, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we get an
Yeah.
extra hour.
Supposed to. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, we love you, sis, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
All right, y'all. Bye.
All right, guys. So we totally appreciate Deshaun. You're gonna have to kick yourself out of TikTok while we end this. I I would say that it's just funny how
Is it really funny?
yeah, it's funny.
Or is it coincidental?
No, it's just funny.
Or is it just full circle?
No, cause like how she say her family gave her her blessing. for
Our family
us,
didn't really give no blessing. I don't, not per se, but they just accepted me as part of the family and you as
you're
part of the
part of the
family.
family.
Like
Yeah.
we weren't even
Very-
married. It was just like, oh, okay, y'all together. Oh, okay, yeah, that works.
You were
Yeah,
so scared. You was kind of.
I guess so.
Right. You was like, I don't know if I'm ready for you to meet my family yet.
And what's crazy is like today we had a gathering, for passing my grandmother,
Mm-hmm.
and you fit right in and laugh and giggle and make jokes with my aunts and all my family members, and
I'm still
you can
scared
have
of
that good company.
them. I'm still scared of
Listen,
them.
my family don't play about me for sure, but they
Yeah.
definitely accept you and are
Well, it's
excited
kind
to
of
have you
the same thing with
around.
my folks. It's because
Yeah.
my mama keep calling me. Oh, well, some such and such a comment like, oh, Larry looks so happy.
Oh yeah. I make you look good.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
You know what? Stop. But we'll probably be back next month. Maybe do a surprise episode or something. So yeah, if you uh, don't count us out yet.
Yeah, but
But
we
we definitely be coming back with a new hot fresh season
um
January.
you well we could push for January. Definitely going to be a little bit more structured because my lovely wife loves structure.
I do. It's
And I'm
necessary.
just a flyer, and
It's the
I
control freak
sometimes I can be the
overthinker in me.
last minute that someone just put up. Boom. Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah, that ain't how the things work.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah. So again, guys, we appreciate you on TikTok, which I like this setup like this, and I do think we should take advantage of.
Yeah.
And
All social media
cause
platforms. We should have really been on Instagram too. So.
yeah, cause a lot of people ask,
Oh, about
hey,
IG.
are y'all going live? When y'all going live again? When y'all going live again? When
Yeah,
y'all going live again?
we
When y'all
gotta
going
catch
live
up
again?
and keep up. We have full lives,
Yeah,
teenagers,
yeah, 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 yeah,
dogs, jobs.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we try, we try.
We're gonna talk about all that though.
Yeah, yeah.
So until next time,
We
catch
totally
y'all later.
appreciate it.